Geologic activity continues on the Big Island as earthquakes and volcanic eruptions have hit Hawaii Island over the last couple of weeks. Joining us now with more is Hawaiian Volcano Observatory scientist in charge, Ken Hahn. Aloha and good morning, Ken. Thank you so much for stopping by with us.
Aloha, glad to be here.
4.6 magnitude quake. It was just off the coast of Kilauea, south of Kona. Are you folks able to determine what caused that one?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same type of mechanism that caused the magnitude 6 a couple weeks ago. It's actually due to the weight of the island chain bending down the kind of rigid crust. So it's like if you overloaded a 2x4 or something like that, the 2x4 will crack or pop. So we're seeing those. And those kind of earthquakes can actually historically have taken back as far as Molokai. So there's a chance that you could have one even closer to you at some point in the future.
Interesting. We did feel the 6.0 magnitude quake on Oahu, of course, on a less substantial matter than you folks felt on the Big Island. Were these two related at all, the 6.0 that we felt a couple of weeks ago and last night's?
Well, definitely the one last night was deeper and a different kind of mechanism. It's like the outside of the 2x4 breaking rather than the inside. So it's not an aftershock of the first one. Now, whether or not there was a stress in the mantle that got transmitted, we don't know for sure. We just know that they're both related to loading of the ocean plate.
What we also had was episode 48 of the ongoing episodic eruption at Kilauea at Halima'uma'u. Was there anything unique about this eruption?
Well, we broke the record for episodic eruptions. So something that I was around for the last of the Pu'u'o eruptions, and I never thought I'd see that record touched. So we're at the 48th fountain episode, and 47 was what Pu'u'o had, which was way more than the next, which was Kilauea at 17. So it's pretty amazing. Pele continues to amaze us here.
Yeah, so you folks put a good article up on your website about comparing these, the Pu'u'o eruption 1983 through 1986. How do you compare and contrast these episodic eruptions?
Well, this one's been speedier. It's done it in less than half the time, but it's also only had about half or 2/3 the volume that it's put out. So they're very similar in a lot of ways, but Pu'u'o was down on the rift zone. This one, we're actually getting better data because it's right at the summit where the magma chamber is. So we're getting a better understanding of the magma chamber and the transfer of that magma up to the surface.
It has been incredible seeing the forecast, and it seems like you folks have been able to zero in on some sort of window. Obviously, you don't have a crystal ball, but using your techniques, has it been easier to kind of project when these episodic eruptions are going to occur?
I wish. I mean, what we're really doing is just, we know that the magma chamber has to inflate back to a certain level, but sometimes it changes the level it's going to inflate to, and that throws us off. But the other thing that happens is it's not just a perfect balloon. There's cracks, there's pops. So this last one, you know, we were waiting really since before Memorial Day and till it finally went on June 1st. And it just did some strange things. It deflated, it reinflated, it deflated, it reinflated. And those are things that we can't predict. All we can do is kind of mathematically model a steady inflation back to that target. So when that falls apart, then we're in trouble. However, one of our brilliant scientists came up with a way to look at changes in the velocity seismic waves move through the ground. As you get closer to the eruption, they move faster. And that actually came through this weekend. And she was able to show that it was probably going to sometime between, Sunday night and early Monday morning is when it was going to go. And so she was pretty much on point with that. So we have a new tool in our box.
Fascinating. You've been studying this volcano for so long, Ken. Is there anything that it's been doing, obviously with this episodic eruption, that surprised you?
Well, the two fountains, staying this long. I mean, we haven't had them for a couple of episodes here, but the vent is still there. We have no idea why lava pours out of the south vent. We had 96 overflows from the south vent, and then the fountains come out the north vent. So it's kind of like one kid has to do all the dishes and the other kid, gets the food. It's a really interesting thing. We don't really understand that, but it's giving us ways to compare things and really changed our thinking a lot about how that conduit system works.
Very interesting. So looking back at Kilauea as well as Pu'u'o, are there any signs that you would look forward to as far as when this episodic eruption could be coming to an end that would give you an idea of that potentially happening here?
You know, the reason Pu'u'o stopped was a structural failure. The edifice just broke, and it was easier for lava to come out at a lower elevation. The only place really lower elevation here would be down the southwest rift zone. That kind of happened in 1919 through 1921 when Mauna Iki erupted. There was no high fountaining in the summit at that time, but the Halemaumau drained and went down there. That would just be a structural failure, and one of these times it could inflate, and it'll find the weakness. The magma is just looking for the easiest place to get to the surface, and if there's an easier place than the open hole in the ground, which comes out at a pretty high elevation, it'll go to that. So we don't have a way to really predict that in any fashion. You know, we're just along for the ride. But you know, Pu'u'o continued on for another 32 years after it stopped its high fountain. So, and the other thing I'll say is this is happening at the summit. The summit still has a big hole in it. That's not typical. 1,300 years ago, there were giant shields on top of the summit, no crater, and lava was going all the way to the coast in Puna and all the way to the coast down in Kau. So, you know, at some point, the summit has to grow again.
Never a dull moment on Hawaii Island, especially when you're talking about geology. Nice to have you and the rest of the folks at Hawaiian Volcano Observatory to tell us all about it. Ken Hahn, lead scientist in charge, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
You're more than welcome. Thanks for having us.